So we're just waiting for the start of the youth mixed team matches here in Nottingham. We've had a good morning of shooting, haven't we, from the quarter-finals of the main event, and now we've got the semi-finals of the junior mixed team event. What are the four teams we're going to see then?
Well, we have got, as you said, we've got four youth mixed teams coming out. The first match is going to be between the Star Lords and Jarvis. We'll be seeing who the members of those teams are when they come out to the field in a second. As we said, we've got four of the, we'll say, up-and-coming Great Britain junior archers. I believe most of them have been on trip before with the Archery GB junior team. So it should be a good set of matches for you guys to watch. For those of you who didn't hear our on-field commentator Tim talking about the format of this event, if you want to talk them through it, George?
Yeah, so we've got, it's teams of two. They're shooting at 50 metres on an 80 centimetre face. They have to shoot 2 arrows each. And they can choose whether they shoot. It alternates between the teams. They both shoot. One team shoots 2 arrows, then the other team will shoot 2 arrows, and then it'll go back to the first team. And then after 4 arrows, it's tools down, and they collect the arrows and score, and then start all over again. They do that for 4 ends. They can choose whether they want to. What order they want to shoot in, so you could have one archer goes up and shoots 2 arrows on one face, and then it goes to the other team.
You can do, yeah. A lot of what they do normally, in the heats to get up to this moment, you can shoot in twos and that. On the finals field, they'll be shooting 1 arrow each, alternating.
Yeah.
So you'll have Archer 1 go up, they'll shoot an arrow, they'll come off. Archer 2 goes up, shoots their arrow. You'll see the target faces in a minute. There'll be 2 target faces on the bosses.
Yeah.
As long as there's 2 arrows in each face, by the end, shoot them wherever you want. So Tim's just getting the crowd ready for the matches.
On target 1, please welcome.
There we go, team's coming out.
The Star Lords, comprising James Howes and Bailey Sargent.
There's team number 1. This is the Star Lords, we spoke about earlier.
On target 2, please welcome a team called Jarvis. They are comprised of Sam Duran and Lucy Mason.
And there's Team Jarvis. So I'll try and get a bit of background on these guys as we're going through the matches from what I recall of past trips.
James House seems to be a good guy to have on your team, I think.
Yeah, he's had a pretty awesome season so far this year. Among his biggest achievements, he finished 3rd at the World Championships in Yankton.
He picked up 3 bronze medals, didn't he? He got
Three. It was
the mixed team, individual, and
then it was team, and it was individual. Kid had a great time out there.
9 points.
Okay, so there we see the first arrow going down range. This is Bailey Sargent. She's one of the newer archers on the GB junior team. She's done a lot of work coming before this event. She's put in a lot of graft before this, so hopefully it will pay off for her.
9.
so they're opting to shoot on their first 2 arrows on one face, and then the next 2 arrows on the other face.
See if the second team does the same, because some countries when they shoot, or some teams when they shoot, they'll opt to have their own target faces per archer. So you'll have one archer shooting 2 arrows on one face, and then the other being shot as well.
9 points.
So I think that's what these are going to do, maybe.
They might do. Oh, they're going to keep their own target faces.
Do you have a preference for what you like to do?
I've never been really that picky. I'll just shoot wherever I'm told to, really. There you go. So that's the format that me and George was talking about.
Yeah, this is good. We've got an illustration of both ways of doing it. Let's see which
Like it
one's
was
best.
planned.
Yeah.
So Star Lords are going for the shooting order revolutionised, I'd say, by the Italian team when they're abroad, having the lead-off archer shooting first and then last. So Bailey shooting first now. Bit of a long hold. 10 shot.
Worked there, didn't it?
So there's James. So James obviously led, and he's shooting last now. So he'll shoot his anchor.
So in the coaches' boxes, we've got seen it quite a lot, aren't we? Athletes coming back on. They've shot their matches and then they come back on to coach kind of other archers in their matches.
Awesome first in there from Star-Lord, 38.
Yeah.
It's just as George was saying, you've got Lee Miller behind Star-Lords over in the back there, and obviously behind Jarvis you've got Simon Scott, who shot all of about half an hour ago.
9.
Good group.
A little bit of bow steer there, so taking the leaf out of Chris Whitesburg products. Lucy Mason, she's been on a few trips herself as well. She's picked up some medals in the past. She's a good shooter. See if she can match. Excellent shot.
It's tight, isn't it?
Close match.
Sam's arrows are really good group
He's
there,
grouping
aren't
on top of each other. It's good shooting.
they? Give him some points for that.
So 38 to Star-Lords and 37 to Jarvis. So this is going to be, I think this could end up being quite a close match at the end of the day.
Yeah. So if you are one of the thousands of people watching this live right now, feel free to say hi. If you've got any questions, there's the comments box. You can use that, or you can tweet me at Archery George. We had a lot of good questions this morning. It was like really good to be able to kind of know what you guys were thinking, wasn't it? And be able to
You guys have
give
been
us
nice and
insight.
active on the social media, so keep getting in touch. We'll answer as many questions as we can find.
Just realised there's a lot of. It's only James that isn't wearing any peeler glasses. It's been something that's been
That's
kind of growing
strange
in
for James. He
popularity,
always
isn't
wears.
it?
He's got a set of peelers.
Yeah.
He wears them religiously, but today just don't know, might not have felt like he had the right lenses with him, or just might not have fancied it.
He's saying yesterday it takes once you've been wearing them, it takes you 40 minutes for your eyes to adjust. So maybe he's
It does take a while for your eyes to refocus after you've taken them off. 10 from Sam.
not been practicing with them, and he wasn't confident in putting them on just before the match. Maybe.
You see Lucy again. Shot on X in her last shot of the match, so see if she can carry that on.
She's dialed in.
9 points.
Sitting just to the right. It's James again, taking his time, setting himself. Good 10 from James. Let's see if Bailey can do the same. So we've got another different kind of release aid that Bailey's using there. Whereas earlier we had the hinge release and the trigger. This is now it's commonly known as a resistance release aid. So she's got her thumb off that little metal peg there. You take your thumb off, and you just keep pulling.
Shoot a 10. Yeah.
Keep pulling, shoot a 10, and it's all good.
So what are the kind of advantages and disadvantages of all the different types of releasing?
A lot of the time it's like anything in the sport. It's all personal preference.
Yeah.
9.
Things like resistance release aids, like if you're shooting like Bailey's, like with that style, it's made to make sure that your string is always sort of returning to the bow at the same speed. Like the shot's always going to go off at roughly the same time because it's all based on how hard you pull. So it ensures that you keep your sort of good, that you keep your good back tension and you keep your line going when you're shooting.
Yeah.
Things like triggers, if they're shot properly, they do the same thing. Obviously, they can be cheated a bit easier, triggers.
Yeah.
If you
There's always a
need to.
temptation there to just
There was a little
stab
bit
at
just to get rid of the shot, but I said Bailey there, she's got a thumb off the peg, and she'll just keep on pulling. And at some point, the poundage will reach the limit on the release aid, and it will go.
8.
Like that.
5 seconds. For James, I think I heard there. Yeah, just lost an
James
arrow
getting timed
there.
out.
It's just made things exciting, hasn't it?
That means after the second end, Jarvis have turned their fortunes around.
He's not going to be happy with that, James.
No.
He's not going to be impressed with that.
Don't really have any indication on the screen of the time thing, do we? It's just needed the. Just heard Lee counting down 5 just as
I didn't know
James
if he
stepped
actually
onto the
meant.
line.
I thought he was just. I didn't think he actually had that little time left.
Unforgivable for a coach that his team gets timed out there.
It's kind of like a fine line for the coach in
It
trying
is.
not to stress your archers out too much, but at the same time making sure you get in all the scoring arrows down there.
Just like we said earlier, obviously timing is very important, as you can see on the clocks down there. Whereas in the last match you get 20 seconds, sort of alternating clocks to shoot your arrow. In the individuals, in the mixed team, it's 80 seconds. You get however much time you're left with when you shot your arrow. So obviously 20 seconds per archer per arrow is normally the desired.
Yeah, you still get to see, it works out at 20 seconds per hour, but you've got the kind of transfer time in there,
Exactly,
haven't you?
yeah.
Like swapping in and off the line. So
That's one of the downsides of shooting something like a resistant release, so like Bailey's using. They can take a little bit longer to get off sometimes if you've
Yeah.
not got your back extension loaded correctly.
she's they've dealt with it well, haven't they? Kind of put that to one side and moved on, and
Bouncing back onto a 10 on the line. Obviously James was probably the more effective party. He shot a low 10, which is what we need at this point. Just keep shooting strong and hopefully you might find a way back into the match.
yeah. But these guys aren't letting up either, are they? They've kind of seen a chink in their armour and
Door's been opened and they are
Making the most of it,
charging
aren't they?
through. Lucy's been a very solid shooter so far. See if she can continue her run. Look good. Zen, there you go.
yeah.
Gives us a good indication as well with Team Jarvis, because they're shooting on their own target faces per archer. Gives us a good little indication as to who's grouping where.
Yeah.
There you go. Bailey and Jones with some more time this time.
Yeah, so that's the danger as well with leaving your best guy till last. You might run out of time and not get to use him. That doesn't happen too often though, does it?
It's not. One of the things is a lot of teams, before they'll go on trip or they'll go and shoot, they'll do a lot of mixed team practice, whereas these guys have had probably the better half of like the morning maybe to practice over on the practice field. So obviously you need to know what your teammates do and you need to get into the rhythms of getting really smooth transitions between teams as you're coming off the line and coming on.
Yeah. And also like knowing how to communicate to your teammates, like maybe hurry up a bit, or that they've got enough time if they need to use it.
Obviously, like we said, it's really important that you don't start stressing when you're shooting, and you need to find a common way of being able to say that without stressing someone out. Really,
Yeah.
would be ideal.
Oh, just out. Just missing out on a couple of points, aren't they? It's still really good shooting, those 9.8s.
38 score for a possible 40 in that set.
Both teams are shooting well. Just unfortunately with James last end getting, or the end before, sorry,
Yeah.
getting himself timed out. Although he's bounced back pretty well. I mean, he shot 3 10s since that point. So
Yeah.
so he's not done bad.
Imagine with the compounds, it seems a bit more difficult to kind of shoot a shot really quickly than it does with the recurve, maybe.
It can be harder. Like I said, it all depends on what release you're shooting. Release aids like we see earlier Daisy Clark shooting with her strap style trigger release. You got Sam on the field now, and James shooting with what we call button thumb release aids. So using your thumb to set the shot off rather than your index finger.
Yeah.
You can shoot them a bit quicker sometimes because you can, as we said earlier, you can get a shot away if you have to. Whereas things like your back extensions and your resistance release aids, you've kind of got to shoot them properly.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get punished for it.
It's another 10 there from James. Really good shooting. Yeah, I think with a recurve, if you had to, you could probably squeeze a an arrow in maybe 8 seconds, or like get on the line
Yeah.
and shoot it. But I'm not sure what would a quick time be for a compound. Do you think
I
12
think-
seconds maybe?
I think if you're on the line and you've got 10 seconds, you can get a shot away fairly well.
Yeah.
But if you've got 10 seconds to get on the line, load it, and shoot it, you are
Pushing it
asking a
bit.
lot.
Okay.
Especially 5 seconds, like James went up to the line earlier. Well, that is practically not doable.
Nine.
Another downside being as well, obviously on recurve, for those recurvers that will use a clicker, your clicker will sort of hold the arrow onto the bow, whereas compound, we've got a little blade that the arrow sort of rests on. If you come to full draw a bit too quickly, that bounces off. So you've got to come down, put it back on the blade again.
9 points.
Yeah, I think and with a recurve, you've got to be careful that it doesn't skip up on top of the button, and
That could be a
that
bit
causes
of
all kind of problems as well.
that might be a little bit bad.
So Bailey, last shot now, is it?
I believe so. She shot well, Bailey.
Yeah, she shot really well.
8.
8 on the line there. We had the wrong camera.
There you go, James got 10 seconds. As I said, if you're on the line and the arrow's loaded, 10 seconds is
Yeah.
plenty of time to get a shot away.
10 points.
Has he got different coloured knocks there?
Yeah, he's got a set of yellows and a set of purples. He just shoots whatever he grabs. He's been doing that for a while. I think Sam has as well. I think he's got red and orange in his quiver. Just grabs whatever's there at a time and shoots it.
10.
Is that actually? 'Cause I'm not sure how that works out in the rules. If
Any score? will
Not
do.
too
can
sure.
you have different coloured knocks? Can you shoot different coloured knocks in the same end?
And it's time! Alex will go through to the gold final in the Youth 16.
Yeah. So we just had a
There
judge
you go.
tell us. Yeah.
Official judge's call. It can be done if it has to be.
It's a bit dodgy though. Don't try it at home.
Leave it to the pros, kids. So there we see Jarvis with a 9-point win, which would have been probably the shot that didn't get away.
Yeah.
But good shooting from both teams.
Like 9. Yeah. So I
9
think
point,
James
which is
could
a
have easily
shot.
put in a 9, couldn't he?
Yeah. Would have been nice to see a little mixed team shoot off. Would have made a.
Yeah, I'd have enjoyed that.
Would have been good.
So if it had been if they'd tied on the score, it would have gone to a shoot off, and they would have shot 1 arrow each, wouldn't they?
I believe that they're doing it. You go from team to team. So you'll have the first archer will shoot his or her arrow,
That's it, yeah.
and then the next team's archer will shoot theirs, and they'll go back to the first team. And then obviously the same as in a regular team shoot-off. It goes to score first, then if they're tied on score, nearest the middle. If you're first, then if it's tied on the first again, you go to second. If it's tied again, which is very rare, then you shoot them again.
To go to closer to the middle, is it, if they're tied on
Yes,
score?
yeah.
Yeah.
Junior mixed team compound.
So second semi-final.
Target 1, a team called Ninja.
So Northern Irish fans out there who were asking earlier, this is your team.
Here's your 2 Northern Irish archers. On the left, you've got Dean Hamilton. On the right, you've got Rebecca Lennon.
Target 2, Rain of Fire. Featuring Luke Hall and Lorena Hamilton.
Once again, 4 of the young GB archers.
Harley Mason.
I think Rebecca Lennon has the most international experience of the young lady on the far right of the screen in the purple shirt. She's had a very, very successful season. I believe she was James House's mixed team partner in the Worlds when they won bronze, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to say Rebecca's got some impressive stuff she's done, hasn't she?
Her teammate Dean is always up in the mix, always up in the top 5 or 10. I believe Team Ninja, who are the Irish duo, will shoot first on target number 1.
Yeah, Rebecca also got a bronze medal in Wuxi in 2013
Oh, of
at the
course.
Youth
The Youth Worlds.
Champs. Yeah. Which is good going.
So we get the first shot away for Rebecca.
8.
It's an 8 just out. Then this is Dean Hamilton.
So Simon Scott's just been straight off and back on again.
Good turn from there.
Good start from Dean.
So this is Layla Aniston, another one of the aspiring young Great Britain hopefuls. Good shooter, good form. She's done a lot of work recently. She's worked really hard to get to this point, which is always good to see.
Yeah.
A little bit wide, but
Yeah.
first shots, there's always a bit of nerves coming into play. Obviously, I think this is one of her first real big appearances at a tournament of this caliber. And there's Luke Rolls. Didn't look too happy with that shot. Looks a little bit
I think
stunned by it.
yeah, the team on the left do look a bit kind of more nervous than the Irish team, don't they? I think just from their body language.
I think it's another case of we were saying earlier about communication being really important.
Yeah.
Dean and Becker, obviously, because they are both from the Northern Ireland squad, they've shot a lot of mixed team stuff together in the past.
Yeah.
Dean didn't want that.
Yeah.
Whereas Luke and Layla, this is their first time shooting as a mixed team, so obviously they're not quite sure how to read each other's body language yet. They don't know what good shots look like for each other.
10 points.
He's doing well, isn't he, Dean?
He's a good archer.
A couple of tens to start off with.
Easily one of the creakiest bows in archery. But he's shooting it well.
Seems to be a really aggressive form. She's got that here, like really good line. You don't
She has got
see
a bit-
that so often with compounders. They tend to be a bit more open, don't they?
She's got a nice little group sitting out to the right there.
Yeah.
I think there must be a little bit of nerves. Obviously, she's the youngest archer that's been on the field today. At the ripe old age of, I believe, 14, 15. So I think we'll be seeing her for a long time to come.
And that concludes the first set, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the Ninjas have opened up the lead there with 38 points from a possible 40.
I say earlier when Dean dropped his arrow, it can kind of start off with it can be tempting to kind of like bend down and pick that up or like faff around with that, but really the quickest thing to do is just to pull another arrow out of your quiver, isn't it? And
Yeah, luckily with the rules in archery, obviously Dean just dropped his arrow there. If he dropped it more than 3 metres in front of him, it would have been classed as a shot, and he couldn't reshoot it. But seeing as he dropped it straight in front of him,
okay. So it's the Rain of Fire team to shoot first. I see what they've done there. They're using rainbow strings,
So-
aren't they? just clocked it.
6
she's
points.
still hanging to the right there.
It's got a really good group though, isn't it? It's like an exercise
It's not
group.
a bad size group, is
Or
it?
left and right, and then
All of those 3 would have been in the goal. She's just
Yeah.
just hanging to the right. Here's see Luke. See if he can.
9.
He hasn't looked convinced by any of his shots so far, has he? He's looking a little bit shocked by his shots today. It's good film on Becker there. See if she can get a strong shot away. Good looking shot.
9 points.
so we found out earlier as well. Ninja is an acronym. We're going to get this wrong now and
So try and take
get loads of
try and
horrible
take
comments on
a stab at
YouTube,
that.
but it's
George.
I think it's Northern Irish National Junior
Archery? Something like
Squad.
that.
9 points.
It's something like that. it's along those lines. Northern Irish and Junior are in there. We know that much.
and archery and squad.
2 great young archers, obviously both coming from Northern Ireland, like we just said.
So,
There you go, Layla. That's better.
Darren Howe asking us what the archers' names in Star-Lord and Jarvis are.
Star-Lord and Jarvis. Star-Lord was James House and Bailey Sargent. And Jarvis was...
8 points.
and what's it
And Jarvis, the other team, that was Sam Duram and Lucy Mason. It's another high 9 from Becker. That's in the same place as the last shot. So she might want to put a couple of clicks in her sight there. Wide 8. Strange for Dean to put a shot out wide.
And the Ninjas then
He's been pretty
ladies and
consistently in the 10 up to now, hasn't he?
He's been sitting there and thereabouts.
gentlemen, the junior
We see they're behind Team Rain of Fire. Obviously, you have Mr. Rain himself, Simon Scott.
Yep.
And behind the Irish team over at Ninja, that is Damien. He is I believe he's one of the Northern Irish head coaches for the junior compound team. So he's made the trip with his juniors.
Be really familiar with him, aren't they? I think we've seen that as well in their body language, and they're just a
Absolutely.
bit more comfortable with each other, don't they? Communicating really well.
I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe Damien is actually Rebecca Lennon's dad. I think.
There we go.
Maybe.
If anyone knows, let us know.
If there's anyone out there on the internet that knows it's a fact, please
It's good to see a lot,
let me know.
a lot of supports on the YouTube feed. Got TME Gaming and Records Officer cheering on Team Ninja, and Lucas Lee is cheering on Star Lords. So if you've got any support for Rain of Fire and
8 points.
Jarvis, Team
Bring it
Jarvis out there, let us know.
Look, rolls again. He's been around the gold, and he hasn't looked too convincing of any of his shots so far. He's looking a little bit nervous out there, I think. Team Ninja can open up quite a lead here if they have another 2 strong shots. It's a good start.
Sing on a long rod sounds really funny. Is there not a lot of weight on there or something?
It does sound a bit loose, doesn't it? There's Dane's creaking as well.
Yeah.
He's had a really good season this year, Dane. And he's going to carry it on now. There you go.
Those faces are tidy, aren't they? Looking at them.
They're good looking target faces, actually. Obviously, Rain of Fire are doing the same as Jarvis before, where each archer has their own target face.
It's interesting. They both got the same coach. I wonder if it's Simon's suggestion that they use their own target faces, and then it's easy to see where
That's true,
each of them's
wasn't it?
going, or
May have been, or the archers may have decided beforehand. Obviously, we're not too sure, so we'll find out at some point. There we go. That's better. Luke's found a 10.
so
Rebecca Lennon back on the line there.
7 would put them in the lead with an arrow to spare. Handy position to be in, isn't it?
It's not a bad place to be, is it? See how much of a lead Becca can make.
9 points.
It's just out
Really?
again.
And, it's close, that one, isn't it?
She just really started biting into the 10 there for the last 2 shots. She hasn't quite sealed it away.
Nice shot again.
So we're in the same place. So there we go. Ninja are up by 11, I believe that is. Is that 11 points? Yes, 11. With an end to go.
And the Ninjas continue to lead.
Rebecca Lennon shooting one of her new bows. For those of you who don't know, she went out to the World Championships in Yankton. And basically, none of her kit turned up for the practice or the qualifying day. So she had to borrow one of the other international archer, Maja Orlic from Croatia. She had to borrow her bow, which was it was the same brand, it was still Matthews, but it was a different model. So Becca used to shoot the Prestige, whereas she is now shooting the Conquest 4. And when her kit turned up, she decided that she liked the Conquest 4 more, so she went out and bought one.
So
And it's doing it well at the minute, so. I'm just looking at those flags. That is flat calm out there.
yeah, and trees as well.
There's a little bit of flutter in the flags behind the archers, but it's like you were saying earlier, George, that the shooting line's quite sheltered.
Yeah.
I think that could be the case.
Just, yeah, talking of Matthews and bow companies and things like that, we've the National Series is really fortunate to be supported by a lot of companies. We've got Hoyt Archery, Peeler, Mybow, Doinker, the Nottingham Building Society, Easton, Loophole, Win and Matthews all kind of help out with prizes and things like that, which is really good. Like to be able to have that, isn't it? Like have
It's good
those
that
events
the
around
event
country.
has got this much support over the years, obviously back in its sort of humble roots, back about 7 or 8 years ago to what it is now.
Yeah.
Obviously over the years, transcending 3 or 4 different locations, and for anyone that tried to get into the National Series legs this year, it was tricky to say the least.
Yeah, they booked up really quickly, didn't they?
I think it was within about an hour. Each leg was practically full up.
I think they're changing the way that people enter the series next year, aren't they? To
Yeah,
try
I
and
think
make it a
something
bit
had to be
fairer.
done to sort of manage the just the mass amount of internet traffic that was being built up around the time.
Yeah.
Okay, round 5. They're going to want to finish the end out strong. Obviously, Layla just shot 2 nice 9s. Luke's shot 10, 2 10s.
Finally found the 10, didn't he?
He's got there.
The last 3 hours have been 10s. It's a really good finish.
So, if Becca shoots a 9 here, Ninja have won the match with an arrow to spare. So if Becca can shoot a 9, anything that Dean shoots is just profit. There's a 10, even better.
Yeah, 10.
So
Face
anything,
is tidy, isn't it?
anything that Dean shoots is just pure profit now.
Kind of still want it to be a 10, don't you? Just to
Just to really seal it
prove
out.
that I would have done it anyway.
Just out, there you go. So 148 to 137.
It's interesting now they're definitely low on one face and definitely left on the other face. Don't know if that's how the kind of like the emotions change as they go through, like between when they're shooting first and like when they come back to after the other team shot.
I'm always really intrigued by that when it's outdoors. Because indoors, obviously, if you're shooting at like a Feaster 18 or a Portsmouth, and you start to build a bit of a big black hole somewhere,
Yeah.
arrows just get drawn into it.
So that's the semi-finals done for the youth mixed team. We'll be back at 2 o'clock now with the semi-finals for the starting with the compound women and then the compound men, and then 3 o'clock we'll be back with the finals for the youth mixed team, and then 4 o'clock we've got the finals for the individuals. So we'll see you then. See you at 2.